Hey everybody, and welcome back to Four Player Co-op. I'm Gladys, and with me as always are Cryptic Panther. I almost read no, I gotta do it again. I can't do it. I really did. I almost said Cryptic Penis.
Cryptic penis.
I had to stop. I almost said
I just read it.
True.
Do this shit like Billie Jean, man. One take.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Four Player Co-op. I'm Gladys, and with me as always are Cryptic Panther.
Hey everybody.
Doing work.
Hey.
And Uberyoutuber.
Hi.
So this episode we'll be talking about Microsoft, the new Call of Duty, more of Nintendo's head-scratching antics, and more. First off, let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2's lack of a season pass. Panther, take it away.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of talk about Battlefront 2. There's been some videos, some campaign footage, and a whole bunch of boatloads and bucketfuls and everything else of Battlefront 2 in the last week and a half. So, an article I come across, it's on Mashable.com. They say that Star Wars Battlefront 2's creative director confirmed something we've been hoping in an interview. It says there is no season pass for the game this time around. Assuming things stay that way, that kindly, hopefully, and, considering the backlash constantly that DICE and EA have been getting on other games with season passes, along with every other game out there that comes with season passes, except for Guerrilla Games and Horizon Zero Dawn. Thank you.
Very much.
They suggest that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming together with an eye towards keeping the community whole long after the game is released. So they're saying there's going to be no season pass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for players that, like it says about Battlefront, finally felt complete after all the DLC. So anyone that did stick around with Battlefront, you're a fucking soldier and a half. Because it was it was a great game. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I liked the game. There was no maps, there was no content, and everyone just kind of left.
Yeah.
Which it sucked because the game was fun and it was fucking expensive. So it kind of sucked. I didn't buy the DLC for it, but I mean, even just the game share in Canada being expensive kind of sucked. So with details of Star Wars Battlefront 2 post-release, life remained vague. We can confirm one major change. The season pass, which amounts to discounted DLC pre-purchase, is no more. Well, they didn't outright say there's going to be no DLC.
That was exactly the point I was going to make, is saying that there's no season pass does not mean that there's not going to be any DLC, because we can pretty much bank that there will be. Almost no game releases now that doesn't have DLC.
Right.
Yep.
So confirmed it outright in the chat ahead of the Game Star Wars Celebration 2017. We do not have a season pass.
Okay.
Now that could just mean they won't be able to pre-purchase $15 map pack this time around. So more info hopefully come out. There's a whole article here on it. Not a whole lot more than we didn't cover, but I'm gonna link it in the description so you guys can check it out, and hopefully down the road we'll get a little more info. Maybe at the EA event coming up just around E3 time.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have some more info on it. Or if the Star Wars game's getting peddled by Sony or Microsoft at E3, we might find out some more as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm hopeful. It is certainly welcome news.
Well, yeah. I mean, talking about having no season pass and trying to keep the community together, I mean, definitely is a good thing, because I mean, there's a lot of that backlash now around Battlefield 1 right at the moment. Yeah. So
we just right now don't know what that means in relation to how the DLC releases are going to work, but I think that we've actually seen a few good steps from EA and DICE. Between the last podcast we talked about Battlefield being able to play with premium friends, so people didn't have to purchase the DLC to play it, and that was a huge and completely out of the blue step as far as I was aware. I don't know of any other games that work like that, So that was a big step.
Trying to get away from dividing the community, that's good.
That is good.
That's good. Now they're still gonna like money, I think. Yeah. And about them talking about not wanting to divide the community and no season pass. If it was just a statement of no season pass, that would almost worry me more so Because now you're thinking like, wow, okay, so you can't even get a discount on this DLC.
Right.
You're just gonna pay full price, But them actually going that extra, and saying, hey, we're gonna try to keep the community together. It sounds promising.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, until we
That's some-
see how exactly it's going to work, then we can't, put the final stamp on it and say this is a great move. But yeah, so far sounds good. Okay, the next one we'll move on to. This is a big one here, and actually kind of bad timing for us here at the podcast because in 3 days from now, as of this recording, there's going to be a lot more information released. So the next Call of Duty, as just about everybody on the planet knows, it will be World War II dated. So that's really big news. Call of Duty is finally going back after 9 years. We're going to be getting another World War II game. The last one was World at War from 2008. So on April 26th, they will be releasing more information, but all we know right now is that it's World War II themed.
Well, and there's also DLC.
Well, of course.
already been announced.
Sure.
So, as for what we know so far, we only know that it's World War II, and that's
There was
DLC.
something I read in that article actually, and this will be linked in the description of the video. Was that it was featuring some type of Normandy setting, which you got to figure almost every World War II game is going to hit that. The Invasion of Normandy is one of the most well-known military. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm fucking blanking right now. But one of the most
campaigns.
Yeah, one of the most notable ones in modern history for sure. So, April 26th, 3 days from the recording of this podcast, we'll know more. So, unfortunately, we don't have anything more to tell you guys now. But on the next podcast, I'm sure we're going to be talking about it.
One thing I want to bring up is something you mentioned in the chat earlier, was how you're kind of intrigued.
Yeah,
you're not the only one. I mean, there's another friend of ours as well, Mr. Couch Enthusiast, also made a comment as well that he's kind of intrigued because it's World War II. And I'll admit, I mean, we, as much as we shit on COD and make fun of it, I mean, a lot of us have been COD players for a few iterations back in the glory days of Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and even some of Black Ops 2. And then after that, it became futuristic, and that's kind of where a lot of the fan base and a lot of the ridicules come from, because it's kind of looked like it's just reskinned every year and nothing new except for more exoskeletons and wall running. So
and more perks and bullshit.
Yeah,
too gimmicky.
Yep.
Yeah. So this kick back to World War II, and I mean, I'll admit it. I mean, I'm interested to see what they're coming out with, and not saying I'm definitely going to line up to buy it like I did for Battlefield, but I'm definitely intrigued to what's coming. And I note that this is the first World War II shooter from a AAA in this generation. So so it's back to the roots. Every FPS game was always World War II, and people were getting tired of it. Now people are kind of getting tired of the future
They're getting
fighting,
hungry for it. Yeah, and the success of Battlefield 1 shows that there's obviously still huge interest in a good old-fashioned war game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My intrigue from this Call of Duty announcement is going to be that the organic gameplay style of something that's dated back there is limiting in a way that I think is going to benefit them. And what I mean by that is the perk system and the pick 10 and pick my nose, whatever the thing is that they have. All these advancements and the wall jumping and all this extra futuristic just bullshit that they have. Just everything that they're throwing at you is going to be gone. Just because we're in a different time period,
Well, it's going to have to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so the organic gameplay style that they're going to have to build around is still obviously going to be very Twitch-based, very much Call of Duty. We expect small maps unless they really, really, really go for it and they open things up and include vehicles and all that stuff. But right now, at the very least, we know that it's still going to feel like Call of Duty, fast, frantic gameplay, but like I said, it doesn't have even the option of adding in all the extra bullshit that people have been complaining about. So I'm excited right now.
My favorite Call of Duty of all time was the most simple one of the modern era. OG Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
3 kill streaks. Every gun had, 3 attachments? You could get, dot sight, scoper, silencer, I think. That was it.
Yep.
Everything was very simple.
Yeah. So hopefully,
Same here. That's the ones I like.
hopefully, I would like to see them expand it more too. I don't want to see this as just a stripped down Call of Duty. I want to see this as Call of Duty rebuilding itself. And hopefully with this announcement they'll give us some more details. I really want them to tell us a lot. I don't want to tease, you know.
Which one of the companies is making this one?
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer, yeah.
And they done.
I think the last one they did was
Ops 2.
Advanced Warfare. No, Advanced Warfare I think was the last one.
Okay, all right, yeah, that wasn't shit on too much.
No, not too much, but that was
Yeah.
I think definitely
That was
Just a dusting
that was
of
kind of
shit.
the stepping stone for the newer version of War, was it not? Was it one of the last ones just before the wall running and shit all started?
I think Advanced.
I think it had them.
Am I blurring Titanfall in with this? Because Titanfall and fucking Call of Duty look the same to me.
well, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so all right, okay, Sledgehammer games.
So
All right.
Yeah.
say it comes out that the game is really good and everybody's very happy about it. Who's willing to try it out?
I am.
I will. I'll make up a new gamer tag just so I can play it anonymously, and I'll pretend I interview somebody to review it.
Nice.
No, like I said, I'm interested to see what's coming with it. Even though, like, you know, we like I said, we constantly shit on COD, but I'm like I said, I'm interested. I'll admit that I'm a little intrigued.
Yeah.
I'll probably check it out. This last one is the first one I actually didn't get, and it's not the last three, I guess, I've regretted buying.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get this one, like a sucker.
Maybe.
But hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised this time around.
I think
You
Advanced Warfare is the only one that Sledgehammer's done so far too.
Is it?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
I must have thought they did a very good job. If
Well,
they're giving them the
I
reins
want
on
them,
this
like I
one.
said, I really, really want them to go for it on this one because the Normandy invasion, if we have that confirmed, that it's going to be a part of this at least, you know, I think Call of Duty, and I think, you know, what is it, 12 on 12 max?
No,
You know-
no, it's
No?
6-on-6, right?
No, it's not.
It's at least 8 on 8, but I think you might be right. It's
12 on 12, I
12,
believe, is the
right?
max
At
player
this
count.
point.
For me, that's going to be a problem. You know, the Normandy invasion, I really... I've got more people in my apartment complex, you know, in my building than what can fit based on the Call of Duty player count so far. I really want them to up that. I think if they really shoot for the stars on this, they have, you know, the theme that's correct, they have the gameplay that everybody remembers and loves, and that works really well, and they give us a higher player count. If we see, you know, just for instance, just to throw a number out there, if we even see 48 on a map, I think that Battlefield is going to have to respond in such a way that I can't even think of right now what they would do to try to topple Call of Duty if that happens.
Although I agree with you there, I don't know if that's going to happen just because they would have to kind of, you know, bigger map. That would mean bigger maps.
Yep.
Which would kind of go away from what they've done. They would they would really reinvent themselves.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, well, totally.
Also,
I'm with you.
You got to think too.
I'm
They
with
say
you.
the Normandy, but that could be their single player.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
It
that
could be,
more
but
leaning
even
towards
so, I mean, I don't know. The scale and the scope of World War II, to me, doesn't translate to 12 on 12, you know? Like, I want to see bigger maps. And right now, as Panther mentioned briefly, and I'll expand a little bit on it, this is the first in this console generation for a AAA World War II game. You know, these consoles that we have right now are doing amazing things. They can do amazing things. And we've seen bigger open world maps than has ever been created in the history of gaming released on this console. Or the console generation, rather, excuse me. So, I mean, it's there. The technology's there. For me, there's no reason to limit it. And for the last few Call of Duty games, you know, to be bashed the way that they are, player count usually doesn't come up. For me, though, it's always been an issue. Like, I don't know. It just never feels like there's enough people in there to really feel like a like a war game. I don't know.
Well, you can't have the rooms all clogged up because then how are you supposed to wall run and then hide in corners?
Sure.
There's only so many
But
corners.
let me
to, go around.
to put it in a little bit more of a realistic perspective. So if we're doing the invasion of Normandy, you've got say, let's say you're fighting as the U.S. guys. So you're in one of the boats that come up to the beach, right? Those are loaded with men. Like as they unload them all and they run up the beach, they're getting shot at, whatever. So to put it in Call of Duty perspective, you've got 12 guys in that boat, and you're the only boat. Like that's how that translates to me, and that just doesn't work.
Yeah, that's why I'm
No.
thinking the Normandy is going to be their single player based.
Dude,
Yeah, so
I am pretty sure that it's 6-on-6.
I'm pretty sure, and actually, I would put a paycheck on it that you're wrong. It's not 6-on-6. There's no way.
For
I'm not
what?
saying there's no game mode that's 6-on-6. That is absolutely true. I'm sure. But the maximum player count, I think, what is it called? Domination for them?
Yes.
I think that's 24.
I wish you were here so I could shake your hand. 'Cause I promise you Domination is 6-on-6. It's the only game mode that I ever played in Call of Duty. It's 6-on-6, dude.
Okay.
Bet.
Well,
Look it up.
who's
Bet.
got the next topic? Uber, you're on. Okay.
I got it.
All right,
yeah.
so Uber, talk to
Microsoft.
us about Xbox One and work in the background here. Do a Google search.
What do you think I've been doing for the last 2 minutes?
How have you not found
Work doesn't want to miss this topic. Come on now.
it?
He's invested in Microsoft.
Sure.
He needs to find out if you should drop
what
his
I'm going to do
stock
is
or
I'm going to
not.
Google Xbox One console exclusives confirmed for 2017, and it's going to say Google found 2 results for you out of 2 results.
You know, this is my fault for going there with him. Should have
Yeah.
known better. No, but
Go learn.
so Microsoft released the Xbox One console exclusives for 2017. Those which have been confirmed so far. Honestly, looking at the list, we got the link. We're gonna have the link in the description below from GameSpot. Looking at the list, 3 games that are big, and then a bunch of platformers and indie games that are, you know, I mean, personally, I can't really get super hyped on those. I don't know about you guys. I'm the only one that owns an Xbox One, right? Out of us 4,
well, until you send me one.
until I send you one. Right. It's in the mail. Takes a little while. So, Sea of Thieves, Halo Wars 2, and Crackdown 3 are kind of the 3 big ones, and then there's some, you know, re-releases, platformers. Honestly, as an Xbox One owner, Crackdown 3
Yes.
is probably the only game that really intrigues me and that I most likely will buy. Just the the 100% destructive backgrounds or the destructive world, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. Looks really cool. Really interested in that. Aside from that, I'm kind of underwhelmed by this list. What do you guys think?
Well, you're asking the wrong group, but really,
True.
I'll admit, I seen at E3 they had I don't know if it was like a little demo video play or maybe it was just kind of like the trailer for the Sea of Thieves. It actually looks entertaining. You play as pirates and you get a ship and you got to go around and do piratey type ordeals from what I understand. I think you can fight other people or team up. Like it's like an
Okay.
action online. I don't know if it's like called. I don't know if it's classed like an MMO or an RPG or whatever. I haven't really been following it because I don't have an Xbox, but I do remember seeing the
Right.
trailer for it and this, like the gameplay and stuff. I said it actually looks kind of fun. I
Right.
don't know how well it translated into actual fun, but it looked interesting because there's not like it's not coming to Sony, right? So it's like, hey, that kind of looks kind of cool. But for Halo Wars, I never played it even went back when it was around on when I did have an Xbox. Crackdown, I'll admit I never played the Crackdown games. I know very little about them.
I played the first one and I loved it.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly like this. Unfortunately, the website this is on is pretty shitty. It's a click next image for the
Yeah, it's a slideshow.
it's a little shitty. But
I was clicking through them, and I mean, there's some
there's one
platformers,
here,
some indie games.
There's one here is it is an action RPG called Pit People. It looks like a fucking cartoon game from the 90s.
Right.
Um,
Here's the thing. You come out with your console exclusives. You kind of you hope to showcase some console sellers.
Yeah,
right?
the big guns.
Right. I just don't see that there. Having an Xbox One already, I'm gonna get Crackdown 1. But if I didn't have this console yet, there's no way I would buy a console for any of those games.
And this one called
honestly.
Voodoo Venice Remastered. It's a HD reversion of an old Xbox platformer. Like, really?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Like-
a remaster.
Like, that's just what they're putting out, and it's like Tacoma, Gone Home developer, Fulbright's next game is Tacoma, a mystery set in space. Okay, so if anyone's played Gone Home, it's an indie developer, which it might be a good game, but I mean, it's like, wow, like this is what they're putting out there to draw in console sales. Another one here called Cuphead. It looks like a cartoon from the 30s.
That's actually the guy that marketed it, the whole thing.
His real name is Cuphead. Is that what it is?
Paul Cuphead the third.
That's just
actually.
what they call the
called-
guy that's in charge of
And
advertising.
listen to this, Phantom Dust, a re-release of a 2005 action strategy game.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
how-
see, not console sellers. You're
Why?
not really.
Why would
But
you?
I guess,
Why would you even fucking put this in an article?
Yeah,
yeah,
Like, were they
it's
desperate
a
just
sad
to-
list. There's no two ways about it.
right. But you know,
Yeah.
Scorpio's on the horizon. Maybe they're just kind of shifting.
I made that comment.
All
I
their-
made that comment back back when we had the Bottlefield podcast. I said, are they holding back some titles for Scorpio? But that's a bit. I think
That's a bad. It's all backwards compatible. So what's the point?
True.
It is true.
well.
It's a little
well, here's,
Yeah,
lackluster.
here's
Microsoft
well,
does have
let's-
that advantage.
And
This
I mean,
fall-
why would you shoot yourself in the foot on console sales that are out on the shelf right now?
because here's the deal.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you gonna go out? Are you gonna go out and buy? Okay, a $60 game in the U.S. or $80 game in Canada. Are you gonna go buy a game for your Xbox One that's $80, and then in October, November, when the Scorpio comes out for $5.99 or whatever, you're gonna turn and spend another $60 on the same fucking game to play in the Scorpio? No, you're not.
But you can
Unless
already
you-
play that
unless-
Xbox One version on your Scorpio.
That's
True.
true. That's true. That's right. Yeah, the games, being
True.
backwards compatible.
Well, here's my
but, okay,
question
And
though.
I
Is
could
that
see it being as just a patch. Like if they want to update it to 4K graphics or whatever, you just download a big ass patch on your Scorpio, pop in your Xbox One disc, and you're off to the races.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe.
That may
What
not
if
be
it's-
how it
what if
works.
it's- What if it's digital content though? Digital content going to transfer over? I wonder.
I don't know.
I
I would
hope so.
imagine that you sign in with your live. I don't know. That's an excellent question, actually.
How about you? Well, Uber, you got a Pro. You went from your PS4 to your Pro. Did anything? All your digital games transfer over?
They did, yes.
Okay, so yeah,
they did.
okay,
Yep.
so I
Yeah,
guess
but
if
this,
you buy
this
it,
is a different console that we're talking about.
Well,
though. I mean, the PS4 Pro is an upgraded PlayStation.
the Scorpio is an upgraded one.
No, I don't think
It's
so.
the same architecture.
Well, even if it's not, they would have to completely
being
change
backwards
the way
compatible,
that their
it's gonna have
Xbox
to-
Live says, because they track all that shit in Xbox Live, not on the console
Yeah.
itself.
Right. So yeah. So
Right.
but my point is too is are they going to? Yeah, I guess. But people will be like, I'm already playing it on my Xbox One S. Do I need to go spend blank amount of money on another console for a game that already looks this way? Like, yeah. So maybe I don't know. Like I guess keep forgetting backwards compatibility.
That's hard to say. And when is the Scorpio
Yeah.
due for release?
We
Holiday.
don't know yet exactly.
Holiday. Yeah.
Right, so if that's the case, why are you... I mean, if you're talking about console exclusives for 2017 and the Scorpio comes out in the fourth quarter, 2017 is pretty well shot in the ass at that point.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
My thing here in the direction that we haven't talked about is the Xbox has been struggling against the PS4 since they've both
Big
been out.
time.
Yeah, big time. Xbox is way behind. So I don't know. I almost feel like with this list they're confirming exclusives. You know, it kind of just feels like they're abandoning it as far as serious content.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I mean, the article says check back often as we update.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if they're gonna announce something at E3? But at this point, the franchises that they do have, I mean, although Forza is stellar, other than that, like we talked about previously, Halo is kind of on the down, you know, and then Gears of War. I just feel like people are ready for something new. They're kind of over these franchises. Unlike with Sony, like Uncharted, you get Uncharted news and people, they're in tears over Uncharted stuff. And
all you
I feel
have
like-
to do is show anything Naughty Dog or Last of Us related.
you just show the logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you show like the, if
Right.
you show the Firefly logo, people lose their fucking
Someone
minds.
from Naughty Dog took a
True.
shit this morning. Oh my god. Yeah.
You know,
But yeah, I mean,
You-
but
you-
then
you-
we haven't had lackluster product from those developers.
Yeah,
You
like, I
know,
mean, just
that's
thinking,
why,
just
yeah.
thinking, the first party games for Sony seem to be like mopping up, and I'm thinking Microsoft has to see this. So like, why would they go out of the way to make this article and go to GameSpot and say, oh, we're going to release this list of exclusives because Sony's kicking our ass on exclusives. So let's release this fucking article of shit to make us look better. You might as well have just kept your mouth shut because you're already in the doghouse.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, why kick yourself when you're down?
It makes me worried a little bit because you'd almost hope for like a teaser article, like, oh, there's a new IP coming to Microsoft, and I haven't seen any of that really.
No.
That's, I think, what people want at this
Well,
stage.
that's
They,
why
we've
I
seen
said
the Halo Wars.
That's why I think they're holding their load till E3, and then they're going to dump a bunch of stuff because of Scorpio, and then everything
Right.
from E3 to Scorpio launch is going to be something big. They're sitting on, if they're not sitting on something big or a few things big, this is going to be a flop for them, I think.
Well, it's especially going to be a flop because right now, we're in April and we're on the tail end of it. So at this point in the
True.
year, if it hasn't been announced, then we're probably not seeing it in 2017.
No, but I'm saying, like, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
you're right.
they're holding their
Yeah,
they're
that's a
holding
good
their
point.
will out to 2018, right?
Yeah.
So are they going to start
Yeah.
announcing a bunch of huge new exclusives and titles that are going to be, released late year or first of next year with the Scorpio sales to bolster everything? I mean, that's like 2017. I think it's a write off for them right now.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
shot. I don't know.
it's just-
I mean, it's all about momentum.
Yeah, it's curious to me because it's backwards marketing if they are holding their cards because, like I said, normally how this industry has worked and for the past 30 years has been you announce something, once it's got a solid foundation and it's in the works, you announce it, get the hype building, you slowly release interviews, footage, etc. And then demos, beta, whatever have you, like right up until this, it's a constant, slowly unveiling, but it's an ever increasing amount of information about
Right,
the
right,
games.
right. To keep
Well,
people talking about
but
it.
that
Sure.
happens. But that happens after E3 for a lot of games and developers. And,
Right. Well,
and
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying though, is that
So-
if they're holding something right now, they're doing backwards marketing because what they're going to do is if something is being held until E3, they tell us at E3, but then it's just a couple months later that it's released. To me, that's I don't know. I haven't
It's not
seen
gonna-
them
yeah, but-
release
but like
something in
it's-
that short of a time from announcement.
The only one that's done that is the only one
right.
that does that is Bethesda.
True.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So I mean, they usually announce a game, like announce it and then launch it within a few months. That's typical Bethesda,
Yeah.
but they've always done that. But yeah,
Right.
but I'm saying like they're either sitting on some large announcements that they're going to announce at E3 to try to blow people away to get the hype, and then they're going to just start drilling the hype from now until console launch, so that they have a base to build off console and sales and software
I don't
sales
know.
for the next year.
I think
'Cause-
right now.
Because I mean, like all those games they showed in that article, they were all from fucking E3 last year.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, Cuphead. Like I don't know about some of the other indie titles because they usually talk indie, I glaze over and wait for the next slide to come up because I'm not a big indie fan. No offense, but
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of this stuff doesn't interest me, so I kind of just glaze over and usually do something else while they're talking indie titles.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
to-
certainly not console sellers
No.
or even people that are on the fence right now to buy a PS4, Xbox One. This list does not make me want to skew towards Microsoft
all.
at all.
you need
And like
Scorpio to play
you know,
Cuphead.
Baker said, you would think you would have heard by now of something big. It's pretty
and
late.
that's why
at least
right now I'm calling it as I see it, and I don't think that they're gonna unveil something big as far as software. As games, I don't think they've got anything hidden in the deck right now because it hasn't been announced so far. And we haven't really heard too much about the Scorpio as far as anything with price point capabilities, other than like we have now. We had last podcast talked about the details of the hardware itself, but I think that they're going the route of they don't really have the exclusives, as we've now
Yeah.
confirmed even more for 2017. They don't have the exclusives. They don't have the franchises that they have been historically banking on. So I think right now they're going the direction of, well, if we can't get the games, let's get the hardware. So they're going to build the Scorpio, this badass system, and hope that that's going to be enough to bring in people of technology. You know what I mean?
No.
it's an excellent
$1,000.
point.
I think
Excellent
that's
point.
what they're doing, and the reason that we haven't heard any announcements on games for it or any exclusive games for the Xbox isn't because they're holding their cards. I don't think they've got any. I think this is a bluff in the form of software and going down hard in hardware.
So you're saying they're going to try to bluff people into buying technology like all the people
Yes.
that got suckered into buying curved
It's
TVs.
I think going to be the reversed gimmick of a Wii. It's going to be that it's the ooh ah and look at, oh my god, this is such a powerful system. This is better than anything else out there with technical specs. But there's not going to be anything to play on it. You know, it's the similar to
Not
Wii
exclusive.
of like, oh, this is great, everyone will love it, this is awesome, come and get it. It's totally different, but then there's nothing to play on it. It's the weaker and stronger version of the Wii.
It's gonna be
like
a
that.
PS3 at launch.
Well, the only
Kind of.
advantage that Xbox has is they have all the games that are not exclusive. So, I mean, like the CODs, the Battlefields, those games.
Right,
They
yeah.
definitely
Maddens and stuff.
Yeah, but
Sports
unless they've
Red
got
Dead.
backdoor partnerships with all of those people to make things
Wow.
really, really noticeably better, like extra features on the Scorpio, it's not going to make a difference as far as console sales.
Oh yeah, because I'm not paying
Yeah,
extra
not
to play
much.
the same game.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Right, especially if that extra is $200, $300, not
Yeah.
20.
See, now
bucks.
if they
That's
told me
true.
that the next Battlefield was going to come out on Scorpio, and they got an exclusive deal to where like all the other consoles or platforms get X version of Battlefield, but the Scorpio, because of its more powerful hardware, is going to have double the player count. It's going to have fully destructible environments. It's going to have this and that and that. And
Right,
whatever.
right, right,
And
right.
basically a new
Right.
game because
That's
the
a
hardware
diff-
can support
yeah.
it. If that's the case, that will sell it. But that's
yeah,
not going
right.
to happen. I can promise you now.
No,
Yeah.
because they're gonna. I mean, they already everything is compatible with the Xbox
Yeah.
One S, right? So, yeah, it would technically be a whole nother game,
Yeah.
whole different
And
game.
that's not going
Yeah.
to happen. So again, if all these
No.
games are going to be incrementally same argument for me with the PS4 Pro. If it's just an incremental increase, then I'm
Right.
not even tempted
Because
to try to get it.
it's an incremental increase with a way more than incremental price increase.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
We just spent way too much time on that one. Holy
and
shit.
we haven't even heard of any major developers working on software for that
No.
Scorpio at all. I mean, not even like, hey, we're working on a new, Red Dead Redemption. Not even like Rockstar is working on this. Nothing.
That's true. Yeah. Aside from Forza, which
Yeah.
isn't Microsoft
Which is
game,
awesome,
other than
but it's
that,
also niche. Like high-res racing
Yeah.
simulators are not selling millions of consoles.
that's true. That is true.
Thousands.
All right. Let's move on then. We'll talk Nintendo as much as I don't want to.
Oh yeah, what we've got here is a big old Billy Black double Nintendo dong ready for both ends.
Double dose of Nintendo dong.
So
I'm ready to suck on that.
Nintendo
bad boy.
has all but they have not officially discontinued the NES Classic, but they have said that the last shipments of the year will be
Yeah.
arriving in stores soon.
Soon.
I also
And this
read
is, April.
yes, yeah. I also read somewhere that they never intended for it to be like a permanent thing. It was only supposed to be a temporary. I guess temporary is probably not the right word. but-
Does the people at Nintendo fucking hate money?
It's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Or do
It
they
sells
or,
like
or, they,
hotcakes,
or, do they, are they the ones that are buying their own product and putting them on eBay for $300 a piece?
Oh my gosh! Oh my god, dude! Let's
Exposed.
sell a
Nintendo
bunch
exposed.
of units to Target for X dollars, buy them, and then resell them for triple what? It's like a money machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not making any more of those allegedly, and they're rotating into the SNES Mini. Which
This
is
year.
I don't think it's been officially confirmed by Nintendo, but we have
Apparently
multiple
from the
sources
article,
close
yeah.
to Nintendo. It's all
Yeah.
but announced. Pretty much the same
Mhm.
deal, all digital. Come preloaded with games. We all suspect. I just want them to just
Yeah.
partner with Raspberry Pi and just put one out that has every fucking thing. I mean, just stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Yeah. And if the NES was scarce, think about the SNES. People are gonna go bonkers
Yeah.
over
Well,
this thing just because of the
yeah.
games.
Dude, if
and-
they were gonna,
and people,
if there
you
was
know.
one that I would be tempted to run out and try and find, the SNES one is the one.
Right.
For me,
Maybe
it'd be
smart.
64, but
Ooh.
That's
Wow.
next year.
Yeah, that's next year.
next year, yeah.
Slow your roll.
So here's
Uh,
here's my point. If they were smart, right, and Nintendo at times does prove they do have some intelligence, a level of it, anyways. If they were discontinuing the NES and bringing it the SNES, why don't they just incorporate all the NES titles in the SNES
Yes.
Plus SNES titles, and then they could say, look, we decided to stop selling the small NES Classic. We're going to give you the Super Nintendo Classic, but we're going to still give you all the NES titles on the new, including 30 blank games for whatever for SNES.
Yeah.
That would fucking increase their sales, and that would be a smart move. But
Well, yeah, but
no, they're not going to do
but
that.
then you can't really re-release the NES Classic Edition for holiday 2019 and make millions of dollars.
Well, like that. I mean, there's always going to be that.
You're the dude that gets thrown out of the boardroom window in the EA meme.
You know, honestly, when I saw the NES Classic get discontinued, I was hoping, okay, they're gonna do they're pushing the Switch. They're gonna do a virtual console on the Switch and have all these NES and SNES games available. I'm kind of disappointed that they're not.
I heard rumors of a virtual console, but as far as I know, I didn't bring the article to the podcast because it was a lot of unconfirmed titles and talk. So I was like, well, it's nothing, not even like, sources. It's like, oh, rumored to release the virtual. I'm like, fucking rumors. And like, we're not a rumor podcast, but I mean, if it's something, like Eurogamer is not noted to just be spewing shit. So at least the source is somewhat credible. But yeah, I mean,
that's all I want. I don't want more plastic casing in my house. I just want to be able to play the games. I already got the Switch. Let me play the freaking games, you know? I don't want to be on the hunt and camp outside of Walmart and try to get one on eBay and get, gouged for one. Like, just let me play the freaking games. You guys own the games. Sell them to me. Yeah. Why does it always have to feel like a freaking hostage negotiation with Nintendo? It's unbelievable. It just pisses me off. I mean, the thing looks neat. The little NES and this SNES is going to look neat. But I just want to play the games. Give me the freaking games.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Like what part of I will pay you $5 per Super Nintendo Classic that I want to play on demand? Like, what part of that do you not get? I bet you I'm not alone.
No, you're not.
Yeah. No.
You're not. Guaranteed.
I also want to note that it's officially now hit the point of no return. Uber has badmouthed Nintendo.
You guys are having a bad influence. I'm just, all these. This is pissing me off.
This started as a special guest appearance when he first came on the Battlefield.
Yep.
Man, halfway through we had him like shitting on Nintendo. So this has gone full on rage. He's gonna throw a Switch out the window after this is over.
Oh man, we've gone full circle.
That shit.
But in all seriousness, now look at the Switch. Look at the titles we have right now. For those of us who own the Switch, there's nothing going on.
Well, which list
Wouldn't
is
this
sadder,
be a great
the
time?
Microsoft exclusives or the Switch lineup?
Right, the Microsoft exclusives for 2017 or the entire Nintendo Switch catalog.
Which is sadder?
That's pretty depressing.
It's contest for clinical depression.
That's pretty depressing. But what better time would there be than now to just throw every NES title, SNES title? I mean, they all, it's
and even on the bullshit memory that you have on the Switch, I mean, you could fit every Nintendo game ever released, and still only take up a gig.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't even cost you nothing in memory for sure.
Right.
Oh, where's it at? I have this. Oh, here we go. Console ROMs Megathread, a very small-known website that I go to. All right, so every Super Nintendo ROM ever is 1.61 gigabytes.
I knew it.
Every one.
Wow, that's a lot of titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, back in those days, it was just games coming out like crazy, right?
Yep.
That's funny.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. So we got the rumor, strong, almost confirmed rumor, I guess, that the SNES is going to launch again.
Yeah, in that article there's a picture, but it's not the rumored SNES mini. It's some other mini console somebody else made.
Before we move on to the next topic, what did you find about that Call of Duty player count?
That it's still very low.
Right.
Oh, he calls him out.
What was the number on that though?
18.
18. Okay, so that's really close to 24 though.
No. It's the same distance from 12 as it is 24. And
Oh, snap.
I would also like to add that is one game mode. All of the other game modes are 6-on-6. All of them. It's only the one game mode that's
I
was that
honestly couldn't
9-on-9 or
remember.
whatever.
I was trying to remember, and I was trying to remember going back and like playing like on Nuketown, and it's like, yeah, that's like little tiny ass maps or something.
Right, but it works because all the maps are really small.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine
Right.
playing something like Shipment with 24 players. It would actually kind of be glorious. Now that I think about it a little bit.
Now that you're thinking of it.
Organized chaos.
Yeah. Well, okay. So then my point to bring it back here real quick is that I can't imagine Normandy with a max of 18 players. I can't do it.
No, well, yeah, I mean, it was the largest land invasion ever, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of its claims to fame. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm
To
just
see what
hoping
they do.
push the envelope. I want to see more.
That would be a very good way
Agreed.
for them to do bigger maps and more players. Would be a very big way for them to emphatically say, like, this is not, quote, your mama's Call of Duty. This is
Yes.
different. That's
True.
probably the biggest thing, in my opinion, that they could do.
I think so.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Revelations on 4-player co-op.
Panther. Yeah. Panther, talk us through the next topic. Neil Druckmann.
So this isn't very much of a topic. It's more of a neat interview that I come across on online. It's Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog interviews Herman Hulst, if I'm pronouncing his name right, from Guerrilla Games. Hulst.
It's more of like like caught in the back of your throat. Like,
Yeah.
Hulst.
I'm not up on the Dutch.
Herman
name.
Hulst.
But yeah, Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog interviews Herman Hulst about Horizon Zero Dawn. I almost forgot the name of the game for a second. Fuck, it's been a rough day. Yeah, so it's a 24-minute video interview between the two of them, and it's pretty interesting to watch. If you like either one of the game developers, I recommend giving it a watch. I enjoyed it. Usually those little interviews and stuff are usually kind of fluffy and just not that good, but it was a cool conversation between the two guys. I thought it was rather well done.
Okay.
So
And the
link
link
to
will be
that
in the
YouTube video.
description,
Yeah, definitely. So give it a watch. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay. Moving on to a topic that Work and I are both very excited about. Friday the 13th, the game. It's finally been announced what the release date is, and that will be May 26th, releasing for the price point of $40.
On a Friday.
Is it?
Releasing on a Friday.
That's
May
a Friday?
26th is a Friday.
You know, they really
That-
missed out. They should have
That's
found
what
a
I-
Friday the
that's what I-
13th, goddammit.
That's not till October, though. You want to wait till October?
Honestly, that's a good time for a horror game.
I know. That's what
That's
what
true.
everyone's been saying.
Halloween.
And you two aren't the only one excited for this. I've been following a little bit of this game and watched some of the gameplay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
To our, like, tens of listeners, that's my birthday. If you guys want to gift me a little something.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a game release on a Friday. Actually,
Yeah.
the Tuesday thing I,
I
never
think that makes more
understood.
sense,
anyways.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm just really sad that I won't be
Me
home
too.
to play it.
No, but
At
for those of
launch.
you that
You're gonna
for
get
those
it
of you
at Titty
that
Bar or
don't
what?
know, Friday the 13th, the
Oh,
game,
what?
one person obviously will be playing as Jason, and there will be a number of other people that are randomly scattered throughout the map, and they have to find different means of escapes. And everything is procedurally generated each time you play, so nothing is in the same spot. So you have to find like car keys and gas and the walkie-talkie radio and all that stuff. So
Love
yeah,
that.
so each map that you play, each game is going to be different, and it's going to be tense and everything. So you can choose from different Jasons to play from the different eras from the movies as well. So that's going to be cool because each one will play differently. It has different perks for each Jason that you play. So I'm really excited for this. This has been on my radar for the past few months, and some of the gameplay that like IGN put out looked really, really cool. They put up a video of counselor gameplay, and that's actually the one that I have people watch whenever I'm talking about this game, so you got to see this video. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
pretty cool.
I'm
It
happy
is
as well
pretty
about
neat.
the $40 price point. That's nice that
Yes.
something comes out and it's not just an automatic. Well, we have a game, so it's going to be $60.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be $60 in Canada. Though.
Well, yeah. Be $430
Be like,
in
holy
Canada.
fuck, that's on sale already. People be lining up to buy that fuck by the droves,
Yeah.
man. It's like, oh, $60 for a fucking PlayStation game. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Is this Christmas?
So
By the way, the different ways of dying in this game are. I was watching the trailer. Pretty cool.
I watched some PC beta gameplay back. Oh, geez, a couple months ago now, and yeah, like picking the people up and snapping their fucking neck and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, I grew up on Final 15 game.
There's one that's
yeah.
There's one that stood out to me where I think it was Jason stuck somebody in the fireplace and just kind of stepped on their head or stepped on their back, kept their head in the fireplace.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, so May 26th for $40, Friday the 13th the game. Check it out. It looks fantastic
Can't wait.
so far. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll all be there. All right.
Yeah.
So Uber talked to us about Microsoft once again.
Yes, Microsoft. Now, this is a good thing here. Microsoft to offer self-service refunds for Xbox One and Windows 10 users, I guess. That's nice.
That is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is a NeoGAF post here. And it looks like they released a little an announcement for, what is it, Alpha? What is it called? Something that I'm not part of. Some kind of beta alpha users. It looks like you can get a refund now when you buy a game digitally, and you can request it on your own. Self-service refund is what they call it. Now there are some limitations to it. Obviously, they're going to have some conditions. I'll read them real quick here. Games and apps are eligible for self-service refunds within 14 days of purchase. And you must have less than 2 hours of playtime across all accounts.
It's copying the Steam policy.
Basically.
Yeah, so you can't play the game through and then decide, get my money back. 2 hours, but I think that's fair. I've bought a few games, and within 20 minutes, kind of like, wow, I wish I didn't buy this. I wish I could get my money back. So. I think that's somewhat fair.
Somewhat, yeah. I can't fully get behind that, though. I would say a fairer limit would probably be 4 hours.
Double that? Yeah, 4 hours. I would agree
because
with
2
you
hours,
on that.
especially so many of these games have so many features and so many game modes that you play. Almost no matter what you play, there's different ways,
Some games have like a fucking 30-minute tutorial scene.
Yeah.
And shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So you look
I
at
agree.
A game like, let's see. I think Call of Duty comes to mind, where you have to be a certain level in multiplayer before you unlock all of the game modes. So, like, you might hate Team Deathmatch, but you don't get to play Search and Destroy until you're level 20, and if that takes you more than 2 hours, well, you could be missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it should be higher than that. Also once you get into the game, you spend like probably an hour setting everything up, going through the menus, getting yourself comfortable with it, and then, like you said, tutorials and stuff.
Can you imagine only having 2 hours to dive into Skyrim before you have to make your mind
or
up?
Horizon, the more recent example.
Or Horizon,
Right. But, then again, Horizon, within probably 30 minutes, I realized this is going to be a good game.
But
like I at no point,
the exception,
it's
you
true.
can tell it's going to be remarkable very early on.
True. But on the other side, Mass Effect,
that would have been a lot of returns.
Yeah.
I kind of knew, right? I mean, like within probably an hour,
Yeah.
that I probably wasn't ever going to play it again.
That's true. I mean, we're not really complaining in any way about this. I kind of feel as a gamer, like 2 hours almost doesn't seem enough to like really for me in most cases say definitively that like I regret buying this.
Right.
So here's the thing I can look at. I look at it as a positive thing. It's a step in the right direction.
Yes.
Certainly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. And then DLC, season passes, and add-ons are not eligible for self-service refunds. So they're pretty much
that
saying
I agree.
If you already,
well, certainly, because if the DLC is available,
and you already bought the game.
That's right. You've already had
point.
the game probably for a while,
So,
unless you're buying. Now, I wonder if you buy like a game, say, I don't know, Battlefield, and you buy the season pass immediately, like you just buy them both together,
mm-hmm.
and then you want to refund the game.
Yeah, you're stuck with the season pass,
and that'd be a bitch because that's double the freaking price.
Yeah, true.
Good point. In a way, I mean, they should almost give you a little time limit on that, because if the first DLC is lackluster, in a way, I almost wish there would be a way to return and return that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think for me, I've been wondering over the years, like obviously GameStop is the biggest example of this, but trading games back in and getting money for it and then buying something new, that's a very, very commonplace part of this business now, and there's no digital platform to do that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I would like to see some form of that, because for instance, my Steam library, I've got 100+ games on there, and I probably play 9 of them. I totally regret it, but I'm well past this self-service refund. But like I also would like to see something in the way of, like, if I could gift the game to somebody. Like I bought it, I own it.
I like that.
Let me transfer it to somewhere else.
Right.
They're not losing a sale
like
necessarily, but.
Well, they kind of are. I mean, if you're not playing it, yeah, I understand. Say, well, if I just I'm not playing it, why don't I just give it to my friend Timmy over here and he can fucking play it? But,
yeah.
Because they have a Steam share thing. Isn't there a Steam share where some people can play your games?
I don't know.
Shit?
Not that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I remember there was something a while ago.
It's called "Here's my account username and password."
But I'm pretty sure there is like some type of a Steam share. But we'll have to maybe investigate it deeper. It's not a big concern. But the thing with this being a step in the right direction is, and with your comment about like returning digital games, it'd be nice if you could maybe return a game even for like a small percentage discount off another title would be nice.
Yeah.
Because you're relinquishing the game, you're giving up the license. Because if I have on my console right now all my digital content, if I was to like lose my account, get hacked, or if I decide I want a new gamer tag, I lose that content.
Yeah.
From that, like, right. I mean, if I make another account, I'd probably still access it across the console, but it's not like I can take that game and transfer it over to Cryptic Panther 2 on PlayStation and play it. It's all to my account. If someone hijacks my account and I lose it, I lose my content. So
right.
if it's a license that can be revoked, then they should be able to say, okay, you want to buy the game, buy it. Okay, I don't want to play it anymore. Can I give it back to you even for like fucking $5? Like, now I can't play it anymore. But there'd have to be a limit on how old the game is. You couldn't take a game I bought 5 years ago and return it for $5. It'd have to be.
No, I assume that there would be price brackets similar to how GameStop works.
Yeah.
GameStop, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess the question for me, and this is kind of, I guess, hijacking the topic here. We're getting off subject, but we're in an interesting area of conversation. The point for me is that you can sell somebody a game, like a physical disc. They can play it, and then get done with it, or they just don't like it, whatever. They bring it back to GameStop. They sell it for half the price back. Usually they get for like a new game, $30 to $40, right? And then they can go recycle that and buy something else from GameStop. They got money back and they spent more. So the customer is ending up spending $110 or $100, however much. But GameStop's business, a large part of it is from trade-ins. And then return business, recycling those people. So GameStop as a business has a large market share of recycling games like that. So on a digital scale, wouldn't the developers want some type of system like that, or am I just thinking too much, or is this?
I agree.
I mean,
I agree. Even if you offer it at a discount, like let me sell it to my buddy, or be able to transfer it to my buddy, and he would have to pay $20 for this full $60 game. Yeah.
Or
now that would go to the
if you want to
studio.
Get really silly, we could talk about putting up a digital marketplace to where people could offer it up, almost like a digital eBay on your console, to where you could sell one of your digital games.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can already do that. Games like Counter-Strike, you can acquire weapons and then sell them on them. Like, there's a whole marketplace established and everything. So the precedent's there, not necessarily for pieces of software, users, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or consoles, but the concept's not unheard of.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, for me, I've got digital games from years ago that I bought.
Yeah.
Like one of the older MLB The Show games, and I'm never going to play that old one again. So if I could get something from it, if I could offer that up, for $5, digitally or whatever, that's lower than the market value of it.
Right.
And I'd be able to get something out of it, and it would just get transferred to an account. I think that would be cool.
I still wish digital games were cheaper than fucking store-bought
They should
games.
be. I think so.
Absolutely.
There should be a huge discount for digital games. And I mean, to counter off that for the brick and mortars is they can turn around and they can sell digital game codes at the store for the same price you buy them on the market.
Well, GameStop does that currently.
Well, there's no EB Games is not like in my local town, so I don't even like Walmart if I can buy games or buy like through Amazon. And even Amazon Canada doesn't sell a lot of digital codes. It's like hard copies that are shipped to you. So
yeah.
If they want to take the digital market, because a lot of people are going digital, they should take it. They should cut the price down of the game a little bit for people who want to buy digital, since there is technically no return.
Yeah, there's no manufacturing or anything.
And then there's no return, there's no resell. You buy it, you own it, that's it. So why don't they give the people buying digital content a little bit of discount, and then stores can sell a digital code at that same price. So if you want to buy the other disc and the ability to resell it, here it is for $60 US, or here's a digital copy you can buy that you can't resell or can't return for $40, or something. There should be a price bracket difference, because there's no shipping, there's no labeling, there's no printing, there's no there's all that manufacturing cost cut off for digital content. So
basically they get additional profit.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Right. Sony and other developers, get your shit together.
We get nothing.
While we're on this topic, real quick, I've actually kind of I buy my games a different way now than I ever did before. Certain ones I buy digitally. The games that I know I'm gonna keep, I know I'm gonna MLB The Show, for example. Every year it comes out, I get it. I know I'm not going to trade it in after 2 months. But then there's other games that I'm on the fence about, and they look really cool, and I might get a couple months of play out of them. And those games I buy physically, So I've actually, I'm kind of a hybrid now as far as that's concerned. Because I do want to get some return on it, throw it on eBay or even trade it in at GameStop or whatnot.
I just traded in 3 of my games and pre-ordered the new Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I did the same thing most recently with Sniper Elite. I bought that newest one, and I'm still probably only 8 or 10 hours or so in. But yeah, I don't see that being a game that I'm going to keep forever. So I bought the physical copy.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing.
Yeah. It would be nice to just do it on one platform, though, right? Like you said, make it all digital. I would much rather just buy them all digital. I'm not into collecting them or anything like that. Let me do it digital, and then let me trade them in or get some kind of reward. I know they have PlayStation reward, but it's such a low return on that.
Well, take this. I traded in my Tomb Raider, which I played and beat, which was a good game. I traded in Watch Dogs 2, which was fun, and Last of Us. How old is Last of Us? I traded in and got a big discount on that, and I got the new Shadow War for free. And I turned around in the last PlayStation sale, I bought The Last of Us digital, so I finally have it digital. So
yeah, there you go.
It was dirt cheap on the last flash sale, so I picked it up because I've always wanted it in digital, so that it's just, if I want to play it, I can just play it instead of find the disc, take the disc out, put the disc in. Not that it's a big deal, but to me, a digital game is a lot easier to decide to play than a physical game. Because that's what it's like now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Someone out there will figure it out, and we'll have a proper digital market where we can buy games.
Hopefully.
At a discount.
I mean, right now they're making more money for less options. So I mean, I don't know that we're ever going to definitively see.
We're already screwed.
It doesn't hurt to wish for a better world,
That's true.
All right, so let's get back onto the topics here. Who's on this one? This is
me.
Work. Yeah, Work. Talk to us about Guerrilla.
So, Guerrilla Games on their website has this very cryptic, strange announcement. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. I'm saying Decima, but it could be Decima.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Decima. The first way is probably right.
Yeah, seems that way. They have announced a partnership with Kojima Productions, obviously of Metal Gear Solid fame and legend. That's really all they announced, is that there's a partnership there, and that they are, what is it here, looking for I just saw it.
Some
Looking
type
forward
of
to it being
design
some
position
fun
or something.
something there. Oh yeah, interesting times ahead. That's all they say. So one can only assume that they're working on some sort of IP, or I wonder if Guerrilla Games is getting involved with that Kojima game that he announced at E3 last year, with the one with Norman Reedus and whatnot in it.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, well, yeah, the partners Kojima Productions, whom they are sharing their engine and collaborating with in future products. So the Death Stranding is running on the last Guerrilla game engine.
That's the same one that Horizon's on?
Yeah, I do believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's
that
promising.
game engine, they're sharing that with Kojima Productions, which is now Kojima signed that contract with Sony. So another thing, they stuck to Microsoft pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at Kojima though. Metal Gear's always been a Sony game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That's
Kojima
true.
hasn't really been in the Microsoft hat.
Yeah, he's
No,
had a
but
very
I mean,
long history with Sony.
But he's with Konami right first. So
Yeah. Konami
wasn't
was multi-platform.
solely. Yeah, they were multi-platform. So he left and now he's gone solo, and he signed a multi-year contract. I don't know how many years it was, but it was multi-year, multi-game contract with Sony. And now with them working on another side project and using an engine from a full-on Sony development team, that pretty much probably locks him up for a long time.
Yeah.
So-
I'm waiting with bated breath to see what they
Another
announce.
good move with Sony.
What kind of IP
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
announce. It's going to be very interesting.
I'm still waiting for more of this Death Stranding.
Yeah,
news.
I still have no idea what the hell it's going to be.
Nobody does. They don't even know.
Yeah, I honestly expect a release date at E3. I expect a release date to be announced. I mean, it's been a year, right?
Yeah.
At this point, so they, I hope that they either need to put some big info out or just, get away with it.
Well, they've already given us two teasers. So
Yeah. That's all I've
That's
seen.
all-
That's
that's
the only
all-
information that we
that's all-
have, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but,
Is that they've
I
got
imagine E3
Norman
is-
Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen in the game, and
Kojima.
that's
and
all I
John
know.
and John Goodman.
Oh, and John Goodman.
yeah,
That's what people were saying that the fat guy was. People were saying it was John Goodman.
Oh my god.
They were joking around. There was some comments on Reddit after the video was released. Someone was like, "Oh shit, John Goodman's in the game." I thought it was
That's
fucking
fun.
hilarious.
All right. So yeah, we still don't know what they're doing. They expanded to form Kojima Amsterdam. But
So that's a big move. Him forming a subsidiary in Amsterdam at the home where the home grill is. So
yeah,
that's a big step. Like, I mean, it's not just, hey, here's a game engine. Let's putter with it. Like, here, let's build a whole
no,
fucking
they're
subsidiary.
really setting up camp with each other.
So yeah, this is good news, I think, for the gaming community.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Some other good news for the gaming community. Panther, tell us about the new Uncharted.
Uncharted Lost Legacy launching August 22nd.
Yep.
So we finally get a release date, and we get a new trailer. Then the article and the new trailer, I'll link it in the description as usual. But yeah, they, we got that teaser at E3, and we did, everyone's kind of sitting back waiting for an official announcement on the launch. So we finally get a date, August 22nd. Anyone that bought the season pass for Uncharted 4 will get the game free of charge because it was included in the DLC with the season pass.
That's nice.
But they did pull the season pass, and now you can purchase, if you don't have the season pass, you have to purchase the game separate.
Okay.
well, the season pass
So
and the
it's-
game are probably pretty close in price, weren't they?
I imagine so.
No, actually, well, the DLC was, the season pass was in the 20. I bought it after I heard the announcement that this was coming and it wasn't going to be included if you didn't. It was going to be like an extra $30-$40 to buy because they expanded it. Originally, it was only supposed to be a small, DLC, but I guess they kind of expanded it into an almost, not a full game, but it's closer to the full game than it is a regular type of DLC, few story mission type deal. So that was one of the reasons why they, I imagine, for covering production costs, was probably why they pulled it, the season pass, and put the game out for like an actual, just a discounted price. I mean, it's not a full price $60 game.
Right.
So I mean, at least they got that going for them. It's a little iffy. They promised it in the season pass, and also the season pass is no longer available.
Well, no, it makes sense though if they increase the development more than what they'd originally thought.
True.
If they said we were going to do this DLC, and then as they're developing it, they're like, wow, this is actually turning out really great. We want to see more. And then they double the length of the game and everything that you can do, and then I understand that.
I do, but it's just like I said, it's just kind of odd that one of the first times I think I've heard of a season pass disappearing that I can recall. I mean, maybe it's happened with other games I don't play, but I'm not shitting on Naughty Dog for it. I mean, it might not have been their decision either. So, they're not the be all end all of decision making. Okay. They are owned by Sony.
All right.
But yeah, check it out. Check out that trailer. I'm stoked.
August 22nd.
Yes.
All right, so the next bit we have here, Horizon Zero Dawn. No surprise, it was the best-selling game on PlayStation Store in March. And I think the last figure that I saw was actually from mid to late March. It was at 2.6 million, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So now we're in the later half of April. We can safely assume it's up above 3. I would say so.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, this is from the European, the EU PlayStation.com website, and it beat out Tom Clancy's Wildlands, it beat out Rocket League, and it beat out FIFA.
Yeah,
it's huge.
So FIFA's a big game in the UK. I know it's a big game for a lot of people in North America, but I think FIFA, as far as I know, is pretty popular over in the EU. If anyone from the EU watches and wants to chime in with a comment. But yeah, I mean, like, you look at the list that's listed here, and I mean, I'm not surprising that Last of Us is still up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a masterpiece in itself.
And
so
Witcher 3 and stuff like that are still on the list. But yeah, for it to come in, been out for a couple of months and still ranking the top sales is impressive.
That is very impressive, and rightfully so. Every time that we talk about it, it's nothing but praise. So
that means if you haven't played it yet, what are you waiting for?
Pretty much.
I think a lot of word of mouth is traveling now, and a lot of people are still picking it up.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
More and more people on the Horizon subreddit are say, "Oh, I just bought this game. This game was cool, and I just picked it up. Get any tips?" Like, there's still quite a few new posts on there. So, and I'm hoping like those will keep going as more and more people get into playing the game and finally getting their hands on it. The more sales definitely is going to lead us. We already heard kind of unconfirmed, like confirmed yet unconfirmed DLC talk. So, they said they're working on it, but I mean, they haven't officially announced any type of expansion other than they're working on DLC. But shit, that could be That could be a year away. They could scrap that and switch it to a whole new game. Who knows?
Yeah.
True.
So
true.
Fingers crossed for E3.
Yeah, but in any event, congratulations once again to Guerrilla Games. Like we said, even this far out from release, they're still the number one best-selling game in the PlayStation Store through March. So that's great.
Still fucking crushing it.
Still crushing it.
Eventually, the other 50% of this group will finish the game, and we can actually talk about the fucking thing.
Yeah, we do have a hopeful plan in the maybe near future, before 2017 ends.
Yeah.
To maybe I don't know if it'll be a regular bi-weekly podcast, but even have maybe a midweek surprise, and we'll do a Horizon Zero Dawn discussion for you folks.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll do something. We'll try to do something nice for you.
Yes, we need to. This game does deserve to be talked about a little bit more.
Yeah, in detail.
It deserves its own show.
Sure. All right. Moving on here, Uber, talk to us about the curious note that we got from the developers of MLB The Show.
Yes, Sony San Diego Studios. So MLB The Show, I've been a big fan. I know some of you guys play it as well.
Oh, definitely.
Came off, it started out with a pretty rocky start, server issues right out of the gate, which they've had for the last couple of years. But Sony released a note to the community 10 days ago, so this is a while back, but it's not an apology to the community.
Yeah,
it's just
very
a
clearly
note
it does
to the
not
community.
say sorry.
Right, which I think that peeved a lot of people, including myself, because I'm one of those people who bought it digitally to play it at 9 o'clock Pacific time, right when it comes out, only to find out that I can't play it, and just continuously trying to play the game throughout the next few days, and I finally just kind of gave up. I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm not gonna get frustrated anymore. I'm just gonna turn it off and play Horizon. So I did that for a good while, and I've started playing it again. But back to the note, I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but a lot of buzzwords in here. Our top priority every year with MLB The Show franchise to create the most authentic baseball game on the market. Blah, blah, blah. Since launch, we have identified and addressed a number of issues related to online gameplay. A lot of games weren't registering, for those of you who don't know. A lot of games would get thrown in this mysterious queue after you finish. Not just playing online games, but also playing offline games within some of the online modes, like Diamond Dynasty, which is very frustrating because Diamond Dynasty is all built on progression and trying to, finish accomplishments in the game. Beat certain teams, even offline play, and when those games are not being counted or are not registering correctly, you may have just spent 45 minutes for nothing. And I guess you guys could probably imagine the frustration level of the community.
Oh, definitely. The MLB subreddit's been enraged.
Yes, I mean it's been a very toxic community as a whole. Twitter's been on fire, and there's a right way to go about it and a wrong way to go about it, addressing the devs, and oftentimes people in social media they attack the wrong people, the people that aren't really even dealing with the servers, but at the same time, it's Sony. I mean, that's a big Sony San Diego. That's it's not a huge studio, but it's attached. It's all under the Sony umbrella, and it is rather disappointing. It is rather disappointing. Now they say that they're gonna. I'm trying to find it here in the article. They're saying they're gonna reward players with some kind of in-game.
Yeah, right near the bottom it says, "This can be frustrating time for many of you. An acknowledgement of the frustration we're planning to give in-game content to all of you. More on this to come."
In-game content. So I mean, most likely it's going to come in the form of currency or packs
and 1,000 stubs or something.
Right.
I mean,
but that like a lot of people aren't even playing Diamond Dynasty. There's people that are just online players that play just head-to-head online. So they could care less about the stubs. They just want the game to work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. I mean, they almost have to do that at this point. I mean, people are demanding their money back for the game and things like that, Yeah.
There's a group of people, and I mean, it's I want, when a game comes out and the online doesn't work. I mean, I don't play a lot of the online with MLB games. I dabbed a little bit last year, and I've tried a little bit this year. But the worst thing is, like with Battle Royale, is inside of Diamond Dynasty, you get two free runs at the game. Then after that, it costs you the stubs in-game currency to play it. So if you've paid in-game currency, which works into real-world money in the long run, to some people, because some people do buy the in-game currency to use. Yep. So if you paid money for the game and then bought some in-game currency to buy cards or packs or whatever you want, and you say, well, I want to play some Battle Royale, and you put that money into buying the draft, and then you buy into your games go to queue and never count, then any of the progression you lost. So you paid to. I mean, I know as long as you didn't lose the game, I don't think it would count as a loss. Hopefully, it just doesn't count.
In some cases, I mean, I played a Battle Royale game. I won the game, and it counted as a loss.
Yeah,
for
I've
me.
heard of that as well. I played a lot of. Like I said, I don't play a lot of the online, but I did play some just against the computer. And I was playing, and I actually completed 2 missions that I kind of been struggling with, just because it was like hit a home run with a certain player, or I can't remember what they were, but there was 2 missions that were dailies I've been trying to get rid of just because they weren't hard, but I just could never get them done. I finally get them done in the game, and it was an offline against just the computer, and the fucking game went to queue and never counted. And I also had a Battle Royale game I played, and it went to queue and never ever come back and counted. So, and I completed a mission within that. So, so it's kind of frustrating that even people that, like I said, don't dedicate a lot of time to the Diamond Dynasty and online play were getting affected. So, Sony San Diego, get your shit together.
Yeah, it's also supremely frustrating because this is a yearly release. You know, this isn't like a new IP. They didn't have stuff set up or didn't expect the traffic. Like, I don't know. I feel like you can bank on so many people each year buying the show. Like, it should be pretty 100%. Consistent.
That was
and it's been an issue.
Last year's excuse.
Yeah.
Right. It has been an issue these last 2 years. I would say it's been an issue on launch and well past launch. I mean, we are going on a month into the release.
Yep.
And it's still going on, so very frustrating.
Stuff seemed to fix it up. Like, I mean, I know a lot of the, like, when you go into certain menus, don't seem to load as long in most cases. I know I played through most of Conquest in this last week, and only at rare times I noticed some of the screens take longer than others to load. And all my games have counted. I know people said Conquest was even going to queue a few times for some people, so things seem to be better. But still, I think there's still a lot of some issues and a lot of hate. It's going to take some while for them to win any fans back, I think. They lost me. I'm not pre-ordering again. They lost
Same
me
here.
as a pre-order fan, for sure.
No, same here. I'm with you 100% on that. Yep.
I'm having this, like, crazy, like, PTSD flashback of all of the Battlefield 4 podcasts that we used to do.
Yeah.
All of this...
I'm wondering if Sony San Diego bought the servers they used for Battlefield 4.
Right.
Just recycle the servers. Yeah.
They're like, hey, we got these old servers. Do you want them? Like, yeah, sure. That'd be great.
Nobody asked what they were for.
Running fucking Windows 95.
God, I don't even want to think about those Battlefield 4 days, man.
I still have PTSD flashbacks.
Oh, man.
That's terrible. All right, so we're going to move it on to the last topic of tonight. I'm going to cut us off before we get way too far into this. Work, talk to us about what's in the rumor mill.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, this is a rumor that BioWare has announced or will be announcing a new IP which takes after Destiny. And of course, I'm trying to pull up the site now, and it's not pulling up, which is awesome.
I got it open. Get better internet.
I got it
open. American internet.
Oh, snap.
Let's try it.
I don't know. I'm on it right now.
Oh, there it goes. Now it's coming up.
A sci-fi game which takes after the likes of Destiny and Tom Clancy's The Division.
Yeah.
And
now, I haven't played
co-op play and role-playing elements.
I haven't played The Division, so I can't speak to that, but
I have.
Probably have more time in Destiny than everybody else in this podcast combined at this point, I think.
Likely.
Probably.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Destiny, and like I said, I've defended Destiny in the fact of the PvE part. I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing, like, even going back and doing some of the grinding. I didn't hate it. What turned me off big time was I burnt myself out. I done way too much grinding, but trying to get groups to do raids and stuff like that became a frustration because as we did meet new people to play with, and they were bringing along some people that were a little unsavory, so they were constantly wanting to drop in to get save points and jump in and jump out of games.
Yeah, there was
flake in and flake out. So that kind of became a little bit of a toxic environment for me, and that's what turned me off completely. So, talking Destiny, even Destiny 2 announcement, until we see some gameplay and some promises, I'm not jumping on the Destiny 2 bandwagon. But anything that's going to come along that's similar to a Destiny and a Division definitely sounds interesting.
Certainly, yeah.
As long as it's done right. I played both, and now it needs to be said, just to be fair, that I really did not put any amount of time significantly into Destiny. I realized pretty quickly on it wasn't for me. But I did put, probably a couple dozen hours into the Division, and it did some good, but it ended up just being a bit of a mess. So if they can build on the ideas of these two games and how they work, then yeah, I mean, I'm curious, and I like BioWare as a developer for sure. They've got a definitely great back catalog of good stuff that they've done. So
yeah, they don't have a reputation of being, horrible. So
maybe
there's definitely
just goofy animations for their characters they worked on for years. But,
my face is tired.
Yeah, but they did. They did Dragon Age. Is Dragon Age
Yeah.
BioWare? Yeah,
yes,
Dragon Age is BioWare. And that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's both of those games were pretty
Dragon
good.
Age, Mass Effect, yeah. I mean, the original trilogy of Mass Effect.
All of the Mass Effects that didn't suck.
Yep.
Yeah, like, I mean, I never played the Dragon Age games, and I never did get into the Mass Effects.
They were great. You should.
But the people that do play them and do talk about them and do break them up, I mean, it's got to say something. I mean, because there's an audience and there's a following for BioWare. So, I mean, it's not that BioWare is known to put out garbage. I mean, this last thing of Mass Effect, and I don't know it's solely BioWare's fault, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. That was a mess.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
The only about the Division, I mean, I played the beta, and with that, I did like it. The game did look good. I mean, it was kind of an Ubisoft. Oh, look how pretty this game is on all our videos, but then when you get to play it, it's not quite as pretty. It fell into that category a little tiny bit. It wasn't as bad as the Watchdog fiasco from a few years ago, but I felt myself maybe it didn't live up to that visual hype, at least in the beta. And I picked up pretty much right off the bat that it was going to be a kind of a grindy type game similar to what Destiny was, and that's kind of what turned me off.
Yeah, I'm not a
from getting
not a
into
fan of
the
the
Division.
grind.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit's fine. I mean, if the game plays really good and the story stuff you play is fun, and getting to play with friends is always fun as well. So a bit of grinding I don't mind, but if that's solely going to be the content for like 6 to 8 months at a time, then I'll play it once and put it away. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't
all ground out.
Don't give me another one of those.
Okay. So yeah, no official information. Again, right now, disclaimer: this is still rumor, but supposedly the sources are solid, and they are supposedly announcing at E3 what this project is. So I mean, more to come.
Safe to say it's not releasing this year, right?
Yeah, I
know
don't think so.
They said it's supposed to, but probably not, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It said announce a new IP at E3 2017.
Announce it at E3. Yeah, so I
release.
maybe a holiday release, but
are they going to pull Bethesda?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I mean, E3 is shaping up to be
looking pretty lackluster.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of information about some games, even just from last year, still to come. Like we got teased and a few things teased, and that there's going to be some. E3 is going to be interesting. I mean, it's definitely not going to live up to.
Well, there's going to be. I think right now I'm interested in more specific things at E3. Like I'm looking for specific things. E3 in the past for me has really just kind of been a broad thing. Like I enjoy seeing tidbits of this game and that game and stuff like that. But I've never really had anything that like I'm waiting for. Like, I don't know. Generally speaking, I'm not usually watching E3 with, like, okay, when is this, developer coming up or this company, like, I know that there's going to be information from these guys, and this is what I want to see. Like, I don't know. I'm usually not, like, particular.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I usually just kind of sit through and watch the pressers just to see. I mean,
yeah.
It's because, each press conference isn't solely exclusive, so you get tidbits of different games and all of them. But yeah, I mean,
sure.
The Microsoft one, I'm like, because I don't own Microsoft, but still they do talk about other games. So I'm always just stoked to see what's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, I'm wanting to see more Last of Us 2 info and stuff like that, and some of the games we've been wanting to be talked about, maybe some Horizon Zero Dawn DLC and stuff like that. Yeah.
Red Dead 2 release date.
Red Dead 2, yeah. I'm hoping to see a lot more information on that. I think the biggest news that's going to come out of E3, I think the biggest news, I'm going to call it right now, is Scorpio. I don't know if there's anything else out there that could catch the internet by storm, as much as what they talk about the Scorpio.
Yeah.
But what could they announce that we don't already know?
They already haven't.
A low price point, if they do it.
Okay,
that's true.
Okay, but like, all right, whatever. It's $400, whatever. It's $400 that it can play Xbox One games. Why wouldn't I just go buy an Xbox?
But look at the 2017 exclusive.
Oh man, look at them.
Well, I mean, best case scenario, if we're wrong, or if I'm wrong, saying that I don't think they have any cards in the deck that they're holding, and they do just say that, then that's going to also still set the internet on fire. I think for me, that's the big thing. It's going to swing one way or another. It's either going to be like, wow, they had a lot that they've been preparing for this. You know, Scorpio's obviously been in production, or not production, but in R&D, you know, in development for a while now. So like they know what the system is, what it's going to be capable of. They should be working with their developers, or at least their key developers, you know, to get some projects just for this to show it off. So if they come out swinging and they announce a low or at least a reasonable price point for this, if they've got some solid exclusives for this that we don't know about so far, that's going to be really, really great news for Microsoft. And that's possibly going to bring them back like fully as a competitor into this console war. If not, then pretty much we can just say see you later. You know, like that's going to be it. Yeah. So either way, I think this is going to be a real big swing for Microsoft. It's either going to be really good or really bad.
Yeah, they're definitely pointing at the fence from home plate, so to speak.
I know it's still I know E3 still a ways away. It's June 12th to the 15th or something along those lines. I know it's still a little bit away, but we'll definitely be covering as much as possible from E3.
Yeah, I think E3, if we don't have it figured out by then certainly at or shortly thereafter E3, we need to start ramping up and maybe do the weekly podcast, you know, as a side. I'd
love to do some live E3 coverage, but it typically falls while I'm at work.
Yeah,
makes it really difficult.
Exactly. That's true.
Exactly.
So sponsors, if you're out there listening and you want to, pay me so that I don't have to have a 9 to 5 and I can focus on this, that'd be great.
Well, maybe even if just one of us is available. I mean, we're in different time zones between Uber being 4 hours behind work and myself. Maybe we'll be able to catch it at some point, you know, to where one of us could hop on and start talking about some stuff. I don't know.
Right. I'll be down there, so who knows? Maybe I can get some.
Yeah, there you go.
Rare footage.
4-player co-op Facebook Live interviews.
Yes.
Damn, you need to get you a mic with a logo on it, and you walk around all pro looking like you're like, who's this cat?
Get you
4-player
co-op. Microphone with a penis cake sticker. I
was actually thinking we just put the little the fuzzy microphone head on a dildo, and then that's just what he uses with.
And it's not actually a microphone.
It's just not
back
a
to you,
microphone.
Bob.
I'm just gonna put this by your face, but I want you to talk into my phone.
Look right in the phone with a very serious face. You're talking to this fuzzy-headed penis.
They'll never know.
I can see it now. We get 2 more views. Both of them be fucking lawyers.
Oh man, that's funny.
Worth it. All right, guys. So thank you very much for listening. We're gonna wrap it up here at the end of the podcast. As always, everything that we've talked about or referenced is going to be in the description of the video. Make sure that you check us out either on YouTube or SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter as well. What is our handle on there? Off the top of my head,
At 4-player co-op live.
At 4-player co-op live.
And I link all our Twitters and our other YouTube. Like, this is going on my channel, and it's also going on the 4-player co-op channel. There's 2 channels with this video on it.
Yep.
To try to make sure everyone knows they can find it. SoundCloud. All the links in the description on YouTube, and even links to previous Bottlefield podcasts are also there if you want to go back and listen to some other antics.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we covered a lot. We've still got some topics left that we'll try to hold for next time, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. So thank you very much, and take it easy.
Later.
Uber.
Man, nobody else said goodbye?
Peace out.
Oh, there we go.
Shit.
Take it easy, guys. Oh, and by the way, if you live in Big Arm, Montana, go fuck yourself.